Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for the Never Ever Mets Season 1 Episode 3. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, it's the next morning. Josh and Shay are waking up in the intimacy suite. He said the way that she looks at him is a big turn on. Josh is down for Shay. Okay, say what you want. But, I mean, he liking her all up and through this Never Ever Met. Outside, Aaron H. and Diamond with the Y are trying to counsel Brandon and Sienna. Child. The blind leading the blind. Let's get into it, child. So Aaron feels as the elder, it's his job to try and counsel them. So he wants to know what the problem is. So Sienna is like, well, we're having issues getting to the romantic aspect because when we were online, there was a connection and chemistry, but in person, not so much. Yeah, because you kept your crazy under wraps online. In person, it's a different story. He cannot see that you're a cuckoo cuckoo via that damn Zoom. He cannot. He then says, well, I tried to communicate with her. She's cutting him off. Aaron then gives them a guitar pick, and the person who's holding it is the person that gets to speak. He ain't been talking 2 seconds. Here comes Sienna, grabbing the pick so she can speak. Ma'am, please let this man speak his speech. This is the one time that he wants to get it out. So she's saying that, she doesn't have communication issues with him and he knows that. Baby, the way that you communicate is from 0 to 100. If you don't think that's an issue, I don't know what to tell you at 43 years old. 43. He is 35. I don't know, it sounds like a lie. And she is 43. And you don't think you have communication issues? Okay. She's like, I just don't want people mediating me. Like a third party, I don't need all that. The problem is that it was Millie. And see, Millie is cute. That's the insecurity creeping up. Because if he were talking to Diamond with the Y, she would not have a problem. It would not be an issue. But because he was talking to Millie, I'm Millie Rock on any block. Because he was talking to Millie, sorry y'all, I had a moment. It's a problem. You ain't fooling me, Sienna. Girl, anyway, she might be trying to, swindle him away from me. Ma'am, nothing that she can do that you have not already done, it's going to get him away from you. You going to get him away from you. Sienna steady talking while Brandon is holding the pick. Honey, she don't give a damn. He's telling her she does not like to listen. She then flips it and says, no, he laughed in my face while I was trying to express myself. So then Diamond with the Y was like, well, did you do that? He said, I'm laughing because it's a nervous thing. And I've never really had so much drama. It's like, it's funny. Like, I don't even know how to respond to it. So I'm just laughing. Sienna, why don't you tell them how you called him out of his name? Don't forget to add that. Let's add that in while we telling everything else. So then she starts saying that she's just overly dramatic and he can learn to live with it or not. I hate when people refuse to grow. Whenever someone says to you, well, that's just how I am, I instantly shut down because first of all, I can see that you don't think that you need to improve in any area of your life. And I can also see that you are getting ready to waste my time because when you act out and then I bring it to your attention, you start saying, well, that's just how I am. No. As a child, you should, well, I don't know any better. That's fine. But at damn 43 years old, your excuse is this is just how I am and he can take it or leave it. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm not perfect by far. But I have learned that in order to have a successful relationship, you have to be willing to bend and compromise. And Sienna ain't willing to do none of that. So then Diamond was like, do y'all even like each other? And please ask the burning questions. She said, yeah, we could kick it if he come out. Baby, are you looking for a partner or are you looking for a mate? We can go out and we can kick it. Girl, just say you want to be the man's friend because see, I peeped when y'all went to that cooking class that you are not romantically or sexually attracted to Brandon. I don't know what kind of filter he was using on the phone or on the pictures, but when you saw him in person, he's not your type. Now, they did end up giving each other an apology, but I guess, child, Diamond with the Y and Aaron with an H, him and his multicolored nail polish, I guess they did okay. Because at first I was like, honey, not the blind leading the blind. But at least they got them to apologize to each other. In the next scene, the other couples are trying to figure out what's going on. Like, what's going on with them over there? But then they realize that Sienna is actually using her inside voice and they seem calm for the moment. So, do y'all. While they sitting over there talking, Greg was like, yeah, the friendship foundation needs work. Millie said, they ain't friends. Girl, I know that's right. She said, it's zero chemistry. That relationship looks stressful and depressing. And does. Yes, it does. I would not want to be wrapped up in that, not even for a second. You know what, y'all? Sienna reminds me of Michaela from Married at First Sight. If you've never seen season 13 of Married at First Sight, there was a woman on there that behaved just like Sienna. The only difference was she accosted some wipes, honey. It was some wipes on the table and then she went to going at it. Baby, it was a fool. But Sienna and this yarn sitting up on top of her head reminded me so much of Michaela from season 13 of Married at First Sight. She was just as unhinged as Sienna. Girl, you might want to work on yourself before you get into a relationship. But I bet if she was physically attracted to him, then she would try harder. If he don't get out, the cops will pay that apartment a visit. You better be glad you don't stay in the same city with her. Child, she seemed like the type to light your car on fire and then go home and get ready to lay down. Moving forward. So they pan over to Aaron with an H, and he's outside talking to Greg. So he's like, what you think about, Aaron with the earring and Jody? Truth be told, I forgot they were in the house. They really can go. Now, I know we're not playing Survivor and nobody's getting voted off the island or whatever, but let's just get down to the nitty gritty. Jody and Aaron do not even interact with each other according to Greg. And from what I've seen, they don't interact with each other. They can go. They really can. So Greg is trying to figure out, why did they even come? Poor Aaron. He's just there for the free vacation. Because other than that, he's not getting anything out of this. Side note, Greg, you stay in some little shorts. You stay in some little shorts to show your knees. You the reason why Alexis at the house. I just kidding. You and your hoochie daddy shorts. You ain't nothing but a hoochie daddy. Hoorah, hoorah, hoochie daddy. Honey, you the reason why she at the house. In the next scene, Sienna and Brandon are preparing dinner. She was his sous chef. So Brandon is preparing steak with some potatoes and some salad. Now his presentation was on 10. Now that meat, baby, black people know they gonna cook a well done steak into oblivion if they don't do nothing else. Baby, please let that meat get a little bit of pink. Just a little bit of color, honey. It was gray. Do you hear me? Just as gray as their relationship. And I eat with my eyes, so I really did love the presentation, but not the well done steak. I'm not a well done steak type of girl. I prefer medium. Okay, give me a little bit of juice. It was given dried out, but you did your thing. I think Brandon is a pretty good catch. I don't know why Sienna treating him like that. So while they're eating, Diamond with the Y gets up and says they need to play a game. They're going to guess which couple the title relates to the most. So the first one was, who is the most dramatic couple? It was unanimously said that it was Sienna and Brandon. Really, it's just Sienna, if we really want to be real. The second one was, which couple can benefit from couples therapy? They said Sienna and Brandon, except Aaron with an H. He said Jody and Aaron. And I was just thinking, all of y'all should have said everybody. My answer is all y'all. Aaron with an H, don't think we forgot that Facebook post with that ring, because I ain't forgot. Now, I know Diamond with the Y is loving seeing you in person and whatnot, but you are awfully judgy, acting like you ain't never did nothing that you wasn't supposed to do. Anyway, so then Jody goes, well, no, I take issue with that because when I walk around the house, I see people all in each other's faces. I don't need that. I don't need to be all in each other's faces. Girl, what does that have to do with you taking issue with the fact that everybody, a blind man, could see that you and Aaron and his earring are not compatible? It's not about being in each other's faces. Y'all don't even speak from what we see. So then he says that there are married couples. Here go Aaron trying to come in, honey, and save the day. There are married couples that live separately, and they're happy because they like their own separate space. Now, don't get me wrong. I have told y'all before, my new normal is that this man needs to stay in his house and I need to stay in mine. I don't want to live with another person. But y'all ain't them. There is nothing but space and zero opportunity between the two of you. So that's really not a good example. Y'all ain't happy together and you won't be happy apart. Moving forward. The next up is which couple is most romantic? Now, it was between Millie and Greg and Shay and Josh. I have not seen romance from anyone, especially Greg and Millie. Okay, I've seen nothing between the two of them. Now, I've seen Greg's knees, but I ain't seen no romance. So then Jody was like, It's Chris. It's Chris and Sandia because Chris is a hopeless romantic. Girl, please. He literally said he ghosts women and doesn't trust them. Which part of that is romantic? Baby, when I tell you that bar is in hell, how low can you go? How low can you go? Baby, that bar is in hell. It is in Hades. Girl, what are you even saying? So everyone is like, okay, Jody must like Chris. This is what everybody's saying in a confessional. Millie said, I haven't heard her say anything nice about Aaron, but she quick to compliment Chris. Jody is aggravating AF and she's disrespectful. She should have never brought this man on this show if you were not even going to pretend to like him. And the sad part is Sandia and Aaron with his earrings just sitting right next to him, just looking. Child, this is a fool. Next question was, which couple is most in need of the intimacy suite? They said Greg and Millie. The least compatible couple, they said Aaron and Jody, and Brandon and Sienna. It should have been a tie, but they said Brandon and Sienna. I feel like it should have been a tie between Aaron and Jody and Brandon and Sienna. For the next three questions, the answers were Brandon and Sienna over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So while they playing the game, Taronda shows up to let them know that their friends and family will be coming to the house to meet their person to give their stamp of approval. So up first is Brandon and Sienna. So it's the next day, right? They're playing charades. Brandon's friend, well, his best friend Matt shows up. Now I'm thinking the friends and the family are showing up to meet the person, to gauge how the person is, to see if their friend should continue on with this person. They came in and started chilling with each other. So they go outside to talk, right? And Brandon starts telling Matt that they've been beefing and she called him a B. The moment that you emasculate your partner is the moment that resentment builds. Now they may forgive you, but they ain't gonna never forget. And I would like for you to remember that. And this friend gonna say, well, I've known you since third grade and I know that you're very, very calm. He said that they did apologize to each other, and Matt gonna say, well, I feel like it's a good test because, you can really learn each other and how you communicate. Baby, this is not a good test at all. There shouldn't be any tests right now. You shouldn't even be hidden below the belt. You're just meeting each other. It should be pure bliss. Sienna is combative and crazy. Okay, it's just the bottom line. So Matt is asking him like what his future plans are and if he wants to be with her or not. He was like, never say never. Baby, never is literally in the title. In this instance, it's never. Moving forward. Outside, the camp counselors, Aaron H. and Diamond with the Y, they're sitting outside talking with Shay and Josh. So we find out that Josh had a baby on Shay, because remember, the math was not math in 12 years, and then he has a 3-year-old. He gonna say, now y'all listen to this. Listen to how this man described this. He said, it was a roommate situation. BS ended up happening and a baby ended up coming. Sir, I beg your finest pardon. Not only did I hear female roommate, but you were sleeping with her. BS don't end up happening and a baby don't end up coming. By what? The stork? So a stork ended up bringing a baby to your front door? What are you even talking about? She probably was somebody that you were dealing with, and then she became a roommate after you impregnated her. Because y'all love to talk about, oh, I don't live with them, they live with me. Oh, no, we ain't together, that's my roommate. You can sell that to somebody who's buying it. Probably Shay, honey, because she'll buy anything. Shay talking about, but I really respected him and I really appreciated him because he didn't wait the 9 months. He told me like immediately when it happened before the baby was born. Ma'am, what is there to respect? If I was lonely enough to waste 12 years online with a man and he comes up with a baby, he will never hear from me again. Poor Shay. What did Lauryn Hill say? Baby girl, respect is just the minimum, and you're still defending them now. Lauryn is only human. Baby, listen to me. You need to go listen to that thing. It's been 3 weeks since you've been looking for your friend, the one you let hit it and never called you again. Please go listen to that. Okay, go listen to what Lauryn had to say. Lauryn Hill was telling you, baby girl, respect is just a minimum. He didn't respect you if he had a baby on you. Now, it would be different if you said, we just decided to take a break and whatnot, and then he had a baby, and then we got back together. But you're literally sitting here saying, I respect him for telling me. What was he going to do? Hide her forever? He had to tell you. This is a mess. She's like, no, I'm just over it. Then he gonna say, yeah, and I said if I have another baby, it's only gonna be with her. Thanks for thinking of her. What? If I have another baby, it's only gonna be by her. Thank you. Boy, what? Child, please. Boy, gone. Diamond with the Y talking about he gonna be a good daddy. Well, he had enough practice. Moving forward. In the next scene, Sienna's friend Gigi arrives. Sienna took her outside to play victim, okay, because she told these stories all wrong. So the friend is like, so girl, what's been going on? Like, what's it been like? Sienna said, well, we've been arguing because he thinks that I'm overly emotional. Now, judging from that friend's face, I think she thinks you're overly emotional as well. I think she agrees. So then she tells her that he spoke to another woman about their issues. And the friend is like, another woman? Girl, why would he do that? Then she added more salt. She then tells her, yeah, and he said he was bored because we were doing these Kama Sutra exercises, and he said he was bored with me. Tell the full story, Sienna. You were sitting crisscross applesauce on this man's stomach, giving absolutely nothing. Hell, I was bored just watching you. I can only imagine participating. Tell the full story. I feel like she was painting him in a negative light. So now the friend don't like him based on what Sienna is saying. Her friend thinks that she needs to get to know him and test out the sex. No, ma'am. They shouldn't have invited you either. Please don't add a soul tie to this foolishness. She been and burnt that man's house down, honey. Flew all the way to Florida, found his address, and burned his house to the ground because he was sleeping, didn't answer the damn phone. I don't trust nothing about Sienna. I don't trust her as far as I can throw that yarn that she got sitting up there in the form of faux locks. Baby, no. It's a hell no, and it's a no. So now it's later that night, right? The friends have come and they have gone. Accomplished absolutely nothing. Okay? Diamond with the Y is on FaceTime with her daughter, and she's bragging on her man. Her and her daughter look just alike. Diamond is a pretty lady. She really is. I don't like them big overgrown baby hairs, but Diamond is so pretty to me. And her daughter looks just like her. So they pan away from Diamond with the Y, and Millie and Greg are in the hot tub. And they're getting a little steamy, getting a little cozy. They're in there and they're talking. He then goes in for this awkward kiss. Now, she gave him the cheek, but then she turned around. I don't think that Millie really likes Greg like that. I don't know. They give me this weird vibe. I really can't get a read. But, sir, I don't think that she was wanting that kiss. And she didn't. Because she went in and she was telling the ladies she didn't like the fact that he kissed her like that. There were no butterflies or anything. And if she wanted to kiss him, she would have leaned in. She wants it to happen organically. And I was just thinking, so you aren't ready to even kiss the man after 3 years of talking online? I don't know. I guess it's just me. Because, if we're in the hot tub and we're drinking, we're sipping champagne and getting close and I'm straddling you in the water, what we going to do? Just get nose to nose and just look at each other in each other's eyes? Child, I guess that's just me, honey. So it's later that night. Everyone is drinking and Chris is saying whatever. Talking about, yeah, me and you, we just vibe, Jody. You know how you just had that vibe and I'm not egotistic. You're not? Maybe you're not because that's not a word. Egotistical. You're not egotistical. That man say he not egotistic, honey. She's talking about, yeah, it just flows, It's not awkward at all. Y'all so disrespectful. Y'all are so disrespectful. Jody, you sitting up there showing all them teeth, laughing at whatever he says. Just ignorant. Over on the other side, Diamond with the Y and Aaron with an H, they go to the intimacy suite. Now, mind you, ain't no intimacy happening because Diamond says she made a vow to God to not do anything until she's married. They in the suite, they start talking about the game and how Jody wants to secretly be with Chris and do. Not them sitting up in the boom boom room gossiping, honey, but you ain't heard it from them. Back in the house, Chris is saying how the chemistry is so great with Jody. And I'm just looking at this. I said, not him saying the chemistry is so great with Jody while Aaron and his earrings are sitting up there blushing. Sir, wake up. It's Mr. Steal Your Girl. Like, honey, shout out to Trigger Trey. He is about to take your woman. And you just sitting there with your hand underneath your chin, grinning with your earrings dangling. Baby, he's saying that the chemistry is chemistrating with your woman. And she just skinning and grinning. And Sandia, I'm gonna need you to pipe up as well, girl. Are you asleep? So Aaron is over there rubbing all on Diamond back at the boom boom room. He rubbing all over Diamond. Then he starts sucking her toes. Let me tell you something. I could have gone my entire life. I wanted to, in the illustrious words of Lanithia Leaks, I wanted to pluck my eyes out and drive myself home blind. Oh, I wanted to just take my eyes out of my head, honey. Sucking them toes. The same toes that she walked in there with. Just yuck. Baby, there will be absolutely no kisses. Do you hear me? It's not enough Listerine in the world. The same foots. Yes, I said foots. The same foots that I walked in here with. You put one of my little piggies that went to market in your damn mouth? Absolutely not. Moving forward. Inside, Jody is still disrespecting Aaron with the earring. You are being so ugly to him. Now, I know you don't like him in a romantic way, but you don't have to be mean to him. She's calling him a toddler and saying if he doesn't want to drink, then he shouldn't. Oh my goodness, honey. Listen, it's a mixture of foolishness in this house. Normally, it's kind of like, oh, the men, come on, y'all. Why y'all acting like that? But everybody a little bit touched. Everybody. So Sienna is upstairs talking to Shay. Shay is like co-signing Sienna's madness because Brandon said that he was bored. Okay, he was bored and she was bored too, truth be told, if you really want to be real, because if you weren't bored, then you would be giving more than what you gave. So Sienna was like, well, I mean, I really wasn't mad at first, but then as I sit here and think about it, I'm mad. Girl, anyway, Brandon came in there and here she go being passive aggressive, talking about, oh, no, we were just talking. I mean, you can come in, but I don't want to bore you. So he looking like, no, what the happened now? Sienna, please hush. It's ridiculous to get angry 3 days later. Okay? You had time to get angry and you ain't been angry. Now all of a sudden you done talked to Shay and she done co-signed foolishness. And we know Shay will go along with any damn thing. And now all of a sudden you mad. Girl, anyway. Moving forward. She starts telling him he embarrassed her and she ain't never been boring. So then she starts saying, what did you say to Millie? He said, well, that's private. Well, Brandon, it's private because you were talking smack and you don't want to get smacked. Okay. And you ain't fooling me. Now she's mad because he won't tell her what he said. She said, well, I feel like, that's like me talking to Greg and not telling you what I said. Well, baby, the gag is you did talk to Greg and now you're mad that he talked to Millie. It's double standards and it's hypocrisy at its finest. Sienna, you just like to argue. I really am convinced. I know people who simply like to, everything is an argument. I get sick of it. Okay. Now she getting louder. She cussing. He said, it's really hard to communicate with you. She's like, yeah, well, what did you say? What did you say? Greg in the confessional talking about, I mean, if she got laid, then I guarantee you that he'd get some peace for 72 hours. Why do y'all keep trying to fix everything with sex? Nobody needs to touch this woman at all with a 10-foot pole until she gets her mind right. And I do mean at all. So she's asking over and over again, what did you say? What did you say? What did you say? She ain't giving him a minute to answer. He really don't want to answer. I mean, part of what she's saying is true. He was trash talking her, but y'all were both venting. You were venting to Greg and he was venting to Millie. So I don't see the problem. So I would say they're going back and forth and back, but she's mostly just cussing him out. Sienna, I mean, you older than me, child, but no man is going to want to deal with that. The fact that you sit here and cuss him out loudly and repeatedly, no matter who's listening, is crazy. And you really need to seek help. That is embarrassing to be around a person who just loses it like that. And you don't care that people are around to hear it. So he goes downstairs because he's had enough. So Chris is asking, like, what's setting her off? Like, why is she cussing you out? Like, what's going on? He said, look, dude, you need to cut things off with Sienna. Brendan's like, yeah, that's dead. That's dead. I was kind of like taking a mental tally. Like, I don't think, that I want to continue on with this. Now, me personally, I don't think that he's done. They should be, but I don't think that they will be done. I'm sorry. I just don't. Meanwhile, she's upstairs laying around in her outside clothes, which is disgusting, while Shay was sweeping the restroom floor, talking about, yep, every few minutes. And then what? Baby, if it's one thing Shay gonna do, she gonna clean up. Shay getting all the tea while she's sweeping the floor and yelling every 5 minutes. Yeah. Girl, he wrong. Sienna is telling her what went down. She said that he didn't want to tell her because he must have been saying something crazy about her. Brandon is downstairs saying he's done with her, especially after she called him out of his name. Josh comes over and he's trying to justify the situation, talking about it's because she's a woman. You know, she from New York. No, sir. That's not an excuse. I hate when people take on their city as their identity. I don't give a damn if she was from the jungle and this was the Jungle Book. You need to act like you got some damn sense. You are 43 years old. I expect that from a kid, not a grown woman. So Josh comes over and he's trying to say it's because she's a woman. Get out of here, Josh. Brandon says, well, it's no way that I'm ever talking to her again. So Shay gets in the confessional, caping for Sienna, talking about, well, I mean, she's tough on the outside, but she's soft on the inside, and Brandon holds grudges. Well, Shay, we know you'll accept any old thing, honey. You accepted a baby. Okay? That's not an excuse. And we're not going to justify what she is doing. You need to keep it real. Get on out of here, girl. The way she act, I would hold grudges too. But that's just me. So she comes downstairs, baby, and she threw those flowers right at his feet. I said, okay, Sienna is toxic and that relationship will never be a good one. It will forever be a constant toxic struggle. Because at the table, when they were having dinner, they were playing the game and Diamond said, oh, I'm surprised you didn't take it bad when we were saying that you guys were the most toxic couple or whatever. And she's like, I know how to regulate my emotions. I can't tell. Because when you came down and threw them flowers at his feet, where was the regulation? And that was the end of the episode. All right, so we already down Alexis and Domestic Dominique. We need to go ahead and send Sienna and these flowers that she done threw at this man's feet. And Brandon and his 35/45, 99-year-old self need to go on head back to the house. Head to the border. Baby, go on head back to the house. Because it just ain't going to work. It just won't work. Y'all got to go. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. I thought it was a fool. Okay. And I want to say this. I want this show to be a one and done. We don't need to bring this back. I know they were trying to give us something fresh and new, another concept, but it's got us really looking crazy. It really does. It really does. Maybe this is crazy. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.